That question.
You know what it is? It's the whole Sibicky experience.
That's right. There is an experience to be had. You all want to be here live and experiencing me in the flesh. Anyway.
So you can make fun of us rather than, be made fun of, or hear people being made fun of?
Yeah.
Yes.
Builds character.
It does build character. Actually, guaranteed to increase yourself 2 stones. Plus, see, most of the time, people online don't get to see my funky shoes. I've been told I'm too cool for these. No, these shoes are too cool for me. That's it. That's what.
Where'd you get those?
The internet.
Oh, okay.
/ Macy's.
/ Macy's.
Okay. So tonight we called it Tesuji target practice. I don't think we did a lot of target practice. I think we were like trying to shoot cannons like deep in enemy territory and not get naked.
It was target practice. We didn't hit a lot.
That's all right. It was okay, sure. It was definitely target practice. We set up 10 boards. The problems are copied on all the boards. Some of the problems I amended myself. They weren't just from the book, and so they might go tragically wrong. I thought this was an easy problem, but you guys, I don't know. Apparently not easy at all, and there's some variations. Actually, I started looking. I was like, oh, this could go train wreck real fast. You guys didn't even find the train wreck variation, so you'll learn something. All right, black to play. What's black's problem?
He might die.
He might die. So we need a Tesuji. We need a special tactic. And all these problems have something to do with shape, basically, right? When we're talking about tactics, we're often dealing with shapes. And we see whoever plays first here will get an eye. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to find a move that gets us an eye in Sente? That'd be really sweet. I saw you guys trying moves like this to make an eye. Is this a Sente eye? No, white just plays there. If you capture, white just takes away the other eye. What if you play here? That's an eye. But again, white will just play here. I mean, you capture, white will play there. Like you can make one eye pretty easily, but that's not good enough. You need to be able to make an eye in tempo. So we need to find a Tesuji that allows us to make an eye and get another move out of it. Anyone? Bueller?
1-2.
David? Yeah, the 1-2 point. This point. How many of you guys considered this point?
I think we all
You did, and you're like, that move is dumb.
several times.
What was your problem with that move?
Well, the problem we had is that white would then connect.
Connect? How? You mean Atari?
No. White would connect there.
Oh, okay.
Itself.
And then what would you do?
And then it's still a false eye.
Is it now?
Is it not?
Is it now? Well, what does this move prevent? Like, one of the ways for white to continue pressure here, like, was to play this move. But in this case, you just capture, right? You, like, you don't have to worry about this move. The other way was for white to Atari this way, right? If this isn't here, white can just Atari and kill you. But if you have a stone here, I have some sad news for white. What is the sad news for white? You can actually connect here. And can white Atari you?
No.
No, it turns it actually into a self-Atari. And obviously the corner self-Atari. So these 2 stones actually can't do anything. And so if white has to spend a move to fix, it's like you get a free defensive move over here to make this into an eye. And if you have a free defensive move over here, then you can play this move and expand your eye space. And this is, so first, let's talk about, I added some other stones. If we pretend like this stone isn't there, this becomes a lot more clear. Let's just do that for the sake of argument. If white is going to try something violent like this, well, we can just sort of let white try violence because we'll just cross-cut and we'll break on through and get out. Okay. If white backs off, that's great. Even if we do this, that's fine. At some point, we'll actually just have enough eye space here to have 2 eyes, just completely solidly. If we try these more violent ways, these are we have to play moves like this. But then white's counter is here. I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole. This is a bad rabbit hole to get down to. Because the key move I really want to see is this one. Because I want you to see this shortage of liberties for white and how powerful that 1-2 point is. A couple weeks ago when we did our last workshop, was it last week? I think it was last week. We did a workshop last
We
week.
weren't here last week.
2 weeks ago, oh, it was 2 weeks ago, yeah. We did a workshop, right, and we always said 1-2 is always the answer. So I wanted to start with a problem that, yeah, it's still a really good point. So in here we have a little bit of a problem because, it is. Because we still need to play this kind of move.
Yeah.
But white might make, and if we get this move, then we're still good. But if white gets this move first, then we're not. So white can actually still kill this in this case. So it really does come down to whether or not black has this cut and can play this move first. And that gets real dicey. So anyway, ignore all that, that fancy stuff. The real problem I want you to see here, right, is this a pure shape problem? How do you make this into a sentei? It's not like this, it's not like this, it's like this. And then you can play the next move on the outside.
Right.
So, and obviously if white takes away this, you can just eat the cornerstone. Now you have easy 2 eyes. Even if white is thinking really fancy. Some of you guys know this like tombstone shape in the corner. You're like, but white descends to poke out the eye. You just keep playing, and then white's going to connect to the stone. No, this doesn't work. You still get 2 eyes, but your second eye is there. So anyway, and there's fancy things white can try, but descending the core doesn't help here. So anyway, 2-1 points, threaten while preventing white from coming down and ataring you on the inside. That was the key idea. All right, next one is clearer. We don't have to do the asterisk variation of Nick move stones around the board that tries to help you guys, but it really makes the problem actually more complicated. What's the problem here for black? What's the objective?
It'd be nice to save those 2 stones.
It'd be nice to save those 2 stones. Wouldn't that be nice? That would just like make everyone's super beautiful day. But clearly, we have 3 liberties. White has 3 liberties. But as soon as white connects, white goes up to 6 liberties. So we're never going to win this capturing race.
Next problem.
Not in a million rainbow years. Yes. Correct answer, Tanuki. Give up, go home, take a shower, go to bed. What can black do to prevent this? These 6 liberties from being gained. Ew.
Wedge.
Wedge! Oh my god, what a dynamite idea. If we wedge here, white's immediately thinking, oh, I get to capture your stone for free. Why, thank you. This is delightful. I'd love a snack. But Atari. And notice that in this exchange, white actually loses liberties, right? White is essentially playing stones in between 2 of your stones. That's not a good way to gain liberties. In a capturing race, if you can force your opponent to play in between stones, that's something. Atari? White's like, aha, I've read that book on capturing races by Richard Hunter, and I know that 1 eye beats no eye. I win the capturing race. Except
Descend.
this move, you're threatening to falsify this eye in Atari. So white's mildly annoyed. Has to respond. So you still have 3 liberties. You haven't actually changed the number of liberties that you have. And it also looks for that like white still has 3 liberties.
2.
This 1, 2, but you can't play here directly, right? You'd also need a stone here. So functionally, it looks like white also has 3 liberties. And if you play here first, in fact, white has 4, because you also can't approach here, right? You can here, 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 and here. But we have a shortcut.
First line.
Yeah, if we play the first line now, hey, it's like a double Tesuji problem.
Yeah, this is the one I didn't find.
Yeah, if you can find this one, like even, white's like, it's 3, 1, 2, 3 to 3. No, it's not 3 to 3, because this move is Atari.
Yeah, that's what I didn't find.
And if white's like, aha, I still read that book by Richard Hunter, the turquoise cover that says, how to win capturing races, I just have to make an eye. No, eyes only help you when there's shared liberties. There's no shared liberties here. It's just straight up, you just count liberties. If the problem was like this, In this case, white has 3 liberties, black has 3 liberties. This liberty looks like it counts for black, it does not. That's when that principle makes sense and comes into play. But we don't have that. There's no shared liberties. So white has to connect, but if white connects,
Black Ataris.
white is very surprised.
Can you explain shared liberties? I just
Yeah, so in a capturing race, black's trying to capture this, white's trying to capture this. There's what's called outside liberties, where they have no effect on the other group. And then there's inside liberties, or liberties that are
they're common to both.
they're common to both
Oh,
groups.
I see.
And man, when we get to capturing races with I's and Co's and outside Co's and inside Co's, those inside liberties make a big difference. And if you have enough inside liberties, it just turns into a Seki.
Or they're all shared.
Or they're just all shared, yeah, there's just enough shared liberties that it turns that no one can capture either one else because there's too many common points shared. Okay. So anyway, what this problem is about for many of you guys is just recognizing this is a capturing race. How do you short the liberties faster than your opponent? How do you make your opponent's stones chip over themselves and not have as many liberties? Because if black just says, I need to start shorting liberties directly like this, white has 5 liberties, you lost. Like, just flat out doesn't work. All right, next board. Thank you, Daniel. All right, this one is arguably my favorite problem here because this one is all about shape. Those of you who are good at shapes in Go can solve this one in 5 seconds. Those of you who do not have a Dawn level intuition with shape will struggle so hard with this one. Like this is just an uphill slog through possibilities that you do not know where it ends. So first of all, here, if you think you have an answer, and it's got to be a good answer, someone's got to die. Raise your hand. Good.
Not me.
Not you. I want to say her name was Zach, but that doesn't sound right. I'm right.
Yeah, good job.
All right, I just won the Tesuji night. Zach, show me what you got.
Cut over here to start off.
That is dynamite.
Yeah.
That is like liquid fire on a stick in the middle of the night, thrown at your enemy. I don't know. I don't have a good metaphor for this. I'm trying. This move is killer. And so before we actually see why it works, we'll show you why it works. For strong players, they often think in terms of groups of stones, right? Not just individual stones on the board. And one of the common shapes is a bamboo joint. Where is there a bamboo joint? Here. 1, 2, and there should be 1, 2. That's a strong shape. And even with a strong shape, strong players will still look for ways to find defects in it. But whenever you see one of those either mouth shapes or bamboo joints, panukis, you know when you have your Go intuition get to the Dawn level and you see that shape forming, but it's not formed there yet, like there's a stone out of place or there's a stone missing, your brain just goes, what's going on? And so this is the heuristic, right? You find the bamboo joint and go, there's a stone missing. How can we use that? That's not right. This stone is supposed to be there. And it turns out in this case, putting a stone here just makes it work beautifully. So now let's see why the shape collapses. And so many Tesuji problems are literally just go find the bamboo joint with the missing stone and play it on the 4 formation. Whatever one's missing, that's the shape answer. That happens a lot in Tesuji problem books. All right, what is white's options here to deal with this stone? Because it looks like it's a dumb move, right? It's just dumb. If white's like, I'm just going to connect all my stones.
So that's obviously bad.
That is black plays here. And white has 1 liberty. This just did not work. It worked horrifically. All right, white's like, okay, I can see how that would be a problem. I'm just going to, connect out here. Prevent myself from getting captured. Now what's the problem?
Those 2 whites still have only 2 eyes.
That's 2 liberties.
Liberties.
Yes. And if black plays here and takes away 1, white has to run here, but guess where he's running into? You have a beautifully placed shape stone there. You still get to capture him. And white's like, no, no, no. All right, I've read all this. I'm a good Go player. I've read that, doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'm just gonna kill this stone. No problem. What do you do now?
Looks like there's a double Atari.
Yeah, there's a-
Yeah, this is double Atari right there, right? These two stones are an Atari, these two stones are an Atari. That's amazing. All right, white's read all of this out. White's like, I've had enough of this. I'm just gonna kill that stone.
Just Atari.
No, there's extend.
Yeah.
This
Well,
move.
I mean, it's also an Atari.
Oh, yeah, it's an Atari. Yeah, now you
That's not
extend.
bad. Yeah.
And white goes to connect, and he goes, oh, wait, if I connect, then you kill me again.
What about Ataring the other direction? That was the one that I spent a while reading and
black or
failed.
for white.
white.
Yeah, for here?
That move, exactly.
Yeah. So if you descend, what does white do now?
Try and take this stone, I guess, which is the same double Atari
But
problem.
now there's double Atari
Yeah.
all over again.
That's what I didn't find.
And actually, in this case, you might not play double Atari. You'd probably play the outside.
Okay. Still connect and die, so.
Yeah, white can't fill here. If white fills, all of them die.
Yeah,
So you just take the move that matters.
that makes sense.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
All right, now. What's black's problem on this board? What type of tactical move do you need to make some magic happen? What's black in danger of?
Dead.
Dying. Okay, we need a shape point. How do we make shape? How do we get some eyes?
1, 2.
1, 2! Brilliant! It's just brilliant! Oh man, so good. Oh, that one, right? You meant that one, right?
That's what I said, yeah.
Turns out this one's still awful.
That's a misclick, is what that is.
Ooh, 4-2 is very nice. This is the move, nice. Can we look at this one first? See why this one doesn't work? What if I just try to run down here?
Yeah, we just.
It just takes that.
Oh, it's funny. Black can make an eye. It's a 2-point eye, sort of, here. And white will connect. Stones on the board. Black's like, I'm going to make an eye in the corner. Totally going to make an eye in the corner.
No.
Didn't make it behind the corner.
Oh. No, there's no eye in the
At
corner.
least you died in Sente.
It's true. You did threaten to make an eye each move. You did threaten to live. Now we need this move. And this is actually a very common shape where you make this little tiger's mouth thing here, and that lets you make another tiger's mouth here and here along the edge of the board. If white says no corner eye for you, no problem, you go this way. And if white says, I'm going to threaten to take your eye, boom. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
I know you're staring at me in disbelief, but
No disbelief. That's the
Okay.
same move we found. Briefly, I thought there was a ko in the corner if white goes the other way, but
Ah.
I think
So-
black can actually descend to not have the ko.
yeah, so you're looking at this move?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you play here, then this is kind of dangerous because
Yeah.
of the throw-in.
Yeah.
But in this case, you can play here. It looks like white can, this is a false eye shape, right? If white can make this stone live, this stone can't live, of course. This is not a move. So there's still 2 eyes. 2 eyes and a false eye bonus eye. If you're, maybe white tries this first, black's like, nah, nothing. So really, this is a really great move to see. Once you know this move, once you have this in repertoire, you feel a lot better living in some weird edge shapes deep in your opponent moyo, right? If you know this move, makes you feel a lot more confident in your life and death skills. Because again, you're trying to get Miai. Whenever you're trying to make life deep behind enemy lines, it's about making hard choices for your opponent. You want to block this way or you want to block this way? If I keep giving you 2 choices, that means I get 1 choice all the time. And I just need 1 choice here, 1 choice here, 1 choice here, and boom, that's 3 eyes. Okay. This board, this one's all about punishment. You can kind of pretend this is kind of like Joseki. We could even actually kind of play it out like Joseki, but then white plays here. And this is also like Joseki, but with a weird move order. Here, let's
We couldn't even figure out how that happened.
it happens with a Tanuki. So white here, and then black Tanuki,
We figured there was a lot of Tanuki.
and then white here, black here, white here, black here, white here. Black goes, Tanuki. And white goes, aha, you Tanuki me. I should play the most violent move possible. And for some reason for white, that means here. This is not a good move.
So basically the shape starts off with white punishing you for Tanukiing too many times.
Sure.
Tanuki means
Play elsewhere.
play elsewhere.
That's a good question. So what do you do? This is not the proper continuation for white.
Are we allowed to threaten to ladder this stone?
Sure are.
Okay, good. Then I want to play here.
That's great.
And I want to say, I want to threaten to ladder this stone.
I say I kill you.
And I go, no, not yet.
No, I said I killed you. No, I'm killing that one too. Yeah, I didn't lie.
I really want
you
my
killed me?
opponents to talk like you talk during the game.
I do recommend it. Some of you guys have been here long enough to remember Dan.
Yeah.
He was very free with his commentary. You played there? Yes. To all the Go people watching the YouTube channel, Dan has not been at the Go Center in a while. A long while now, so you may be
He was
missing-
back last week though.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's still around.
Okay. I know he's around. I just thought he didn't have a car anymore.
Yeah, no, he was back last week.
Okay. All right. Anyway, think about the situation. Black was able to play away from this group twice and was still able to kill white in the corner. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but this is a fantastic result for black, given
White
you've gotten
needed to
two other
bail
things.
earlier.
White should not have hunted earlier, right? Basically, whenever you see a bunch of cuts, hane, you have to smell rotten fish. Like, again, we were talking about advanced Go players just immediately recognizing the shapes on the board and going, there's a stone missing from that shape. The same spidey sense goes off when there goes cut. If you can see 3 defects, punish. Like that's, one of them has to be an overplay. Just you have to have your spidey sense go off. And even if you can't read it out, you're at least aware that there's something there, and maybe on your opponent's clock time, when they're thinking, you can really concentrate and try to figure out which one to take advantage of or how to punish it.
I was going to ask, is there an ideal order here? Because it seems like you could cut almost anywhere, and
It depends, yeah, so basically the general axiom is you cut on the side that's least valuable to you.
that makes sense.
And so, if you really don't want the outside, if this is the stone you don't want to kill that first.
Yeah.
I know that's counterintuitive, but it's really a pain. Now, once your opponent's like, oh, I have a problem over here. If your opponent's going to fix the problem, you actually end up with a better result. You didn't give up any stones. That previous variation, we had to throw away 2 stones, right, to get the side. And we ended up with the side we wanted,
Yep.
but our opponent got a lot stronger and we gave up 2 stones. So in this case, I don't give up any stones, and my opponent's shape is kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So we just got to slice through for free. This would be a very sad result for white. I know it
2
looks like
Tanukis.
white's fine, yeah, with 2 Tanukis.
Could you have sliced here? Is that
You
get
can.
you in trouble, or is
You can, but so if you play here, you're willing to give up an extra stone in the corner in order to cut this stone off.
I see.
Like, so you're cutting. You always want to cut in the side you don't want. Is this stone the most important one, or would you rather take the corner?
Or white could just connect.
Kind of a judgment call.
Seems like it's still white's choice, right?
You want white to connect there?
Yeah, I mean, like, if white
Sure.
doesn't want to give you this stone, is what
Oh,
I'm
sure,
saying.
sure. But,
If you both agree about what the most important thing is,
yeah,
then white can pick,
but here's the thing. This stone now looks real dumb.
yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, so white can preserve the corner this way, or at least a very small part of it, but you get to capture a stone for free. That's still great for a group that didn't defend itself twice. Okay, all right. All right, these get a little bit trickier now. Not that any of you wanted it to be so, but. This one. What is even going on here? There's a weak black group and a maybe weak white group of 2 stones. Well, it looks like these 2 black stones are dead. If you assume that they're dead, this is a nice white territory, and black has a weak group in the middle.
But if you can save those 2 stones, then
Oh, if you can say those 2 stones, ooh,
then white has a weak group.
I'm intrigued. Is there a possibility of this happening?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Anyone have an idea how to do it? How do you save those 2 black stones? Oh, dynamite move. This is a common Tesuji shape along the first edge. Whenever you have 2 groups that are both kind of short on liberties, like black would really like to cut here, right? What's the problem?
White will just kill those stones.
White will just try and kill you, right? You actually short yourself liberties to cut. Like in the first problem we saw where white had to crawl through black's, or second problem where white had to crawl through to short his own liberties in the process. Same thing, you're shorting your own liberties to cut. So we need to find a way to give ourselves liberties and threaten the cut. In this case, we're sort of adding a liberty, sort of, I say sort of, but what we're really doing is we're threatening to cut. And the liberty that we're actually adding isn't obvious where it is in this scenario. The liberty that we're gaining is here. And that's a weird concept to think about. But think of this as sort of like an eye. I know it's not a real eye. Mm-hmm. But if white wants to play here, white normally needs 2 moves, right? If I just white plays here directly, it just dies. So this is sort of like, this is how we gain a liberty here. I know that's magical, but that's Tesuji. That's just how it works. So if white's like, no, you can't connect.
Now you can cut.
Look, it's still 3 to 3. But this one shorts both of us of liberty, so now it's 2-2. Normally white would win a capturing race 2 to 2. But white can't play here because that's self-Atari. That's the shared liberty. White would need to play here and then here. So again, this is the liberty that we gained. Magic. So weird, right? If you've never seen stuff like this before, if you've never thought about going this way, you're probably having a spiritual moment right now. I want you to witness how these stones connect to empty space in the board. It's fantastic. So if black plays here, white's like, I see your tricks. I'm just going to connect. Then you connect. And now, what is this?
Lunch.
Well, it's not lunch. Now we have a fight. I have a weak group, you have a weak group, let's dance. If both players have a weak group right next to each other, what's likely to happen?
They're both fine?
They're both fine. That's most likely scenario. If I'm weak, that's fine, as long as you're weak. You get strong, oh, I'm in trouble. But if you have weak versus weak, everybody's totally fine. And so, not only did I save these stones, I actually also greatly helped this group.
And these guys are weaker.
And these are much weaker too, right? You can imagine maybe later on, if both this runs out and this runs out, let's say these weak groups all of a sudden both become strong. Later on, you might get to play over here. And now fun starts getting to happen if you can start poking at the eye space down here. So saving these 2 stones is worth a lot more than just the 2 stones. It actually affects the entire center of the board. But you can only get to do this if you find the right Tesuji. What if you play here? Where's the now what's the Tesuji for white?
Yeah, the white gets the same move.
Same thing. Right, because if you connect,
Like a
actually this doesn't work. Yeah, in this case, white has liberty, so white can play there. Okay, shh, you ruined my thunder. All right. White can just play there directly though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Although actually not there's a problem. There is this problem. Never mind. Not a real problem. Because black needs, again, white gained the extra liberty here. So it still works. But there actually after the descend, there's this Tesuji. We haven't talked about that one, but this is another one. To make this another liberty for black? Anyway, okay, good. Let's go on. This problem I like. It's very open-ended, and so you guys probably hated it. But that makes it very realistic to real-world positions. What is even going on?
White's threatening a large corner.
Yeah, really large, right? Can you imagine how awesome it'd be if white just gets to, that's not white's stone. If white just gets to play there, you just feel the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 22 points or so. Can you just feel it? You taste them?
Delicious.
It is time for Tesuji. What do you got?
Descend.
You just want to save this stone?
Hane underneath. Tiger's mouth.
Tiger's mouth. I'm unprepared for this, but I'm game. I'm game. All right, let's just fix. What you got
Then
next?
wedge beneath, or yeah, wedge.
You want a wedge?
And then play there.
You want, oh, major co. Okay. So
But
huge
there's
co.
Atari there.
Well, what he's threatening, what he's trying to get at, is a one-step co. This is so white will play here, and now you're in a co fight. Remember you were asking about we were looking at the co position. This is a real co fight where both players want to just keep taking this back and forth forever.
Right.
They can't, so now we have to go play somewhere else. The problem is after black takes this, let's say white makes a threat somewhere. Black can't just end the co. Black needs to play another move, and then white will play again. So it's like a co-fight that black needs to win twice to win. So white will get a free move somewhere else and still be in this co-fight. This is possible. Let's say you have a lot of co-threats in the game and you're down by a lot. Balls deep, son. However, let's assume that's not the case given the few number of stones on this board. You know, some in those pro games, right? One pro is down, and they're like, "Okay, I'm down by 5 points. It's go time." We're finding every most violent possible variation. All right, that's cool. Let's not talk about that ever again. What else you got?
There's a missing stone.
White
Wait,
stone.
there's a stone here. I
Thank
think.
you. That's important stone. It turns out. All right. Well,
We
here,
have
let's.
to do something about this or he's going to get in trouble. So
Well, he's already in
you could-
trouble.
But if you threaten,
Okay, so we're gonna try to save it. Next move.
well, here you put that there. I don't know if that's strong. That's too weak or.
No, definitely too weak. No eye shape. You might. No, you can't even get one eye. Yeah, you fed white. Fed white some free food.
You just cut losses and descend on the outside.
You can just say, all right, you know what? I don't care. You can. I don't want you to have a 22-point corner, but you know, you can't get everything. In this case, I think white plays here.
That was the best variation I found.
That's all right. It's not Tesuji worthy. If you find this in your game, you did okay.
So you
Right.
basically
You just cut
your losses
You cut your losses, you said.
and made some strength.
But the problem here is after this move, how is the life of this stone, of the white stone?
It's not dead yet.
It is totally not dead yet. Like it looks like you gave white this, and it looks like you gave yourself this. White's going to play here. What's your response?
Cry.
Try? Are you going to connect? Okay, maybe. For sake of argument, let's say white makes this exchange as well, and then plays out here. This is a weak group versus a weak group.
Yeah.
We actually just started a fight on the outside. We didn't actually kill anything on the outside. So you can imagine, if we give white another corner over here. Good. We don't know who owns that corner, so. Pushing through is okay, but there's still going to be a negotiation that happens here. Anyone find this move?
I think Alex did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tried that. I think I didn't follow it up.
This move is cool.
Yeah, it seemed cool.
What does white do?
Stand.
This would be the natural move, right? Say, look, you're trying to capture my dude. All your stones are weak. You got 3 weak-ass stones. I'm just going to be strong in the middle of it. Look, you still have 3 weak stones. There's no more weaknesses for you to take advantage of. Except there totally is. Now we can save this stone.
Right.
In silence, because everyone's like, what?
Looks like that corner thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can he descend again?
First of all, what's this capturing race? It's a capturing race.
Yeah.
How many
You
liberties
see
is
the
white?
shape in the corner sometimes. Mm-hmm. Where if he tries to attach underneath, you wedge.
Yeah, it looks like white will just link up, right?
Yeah, but the wedge
But you
works.
have another Tesuji.
Yeah.
Can't do that, that's self-Atari. If you go here, that's just Atari. 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 Black looks at this and thinks and goes, extend. No, just capture. I would never play that. Okay. So what's amazing in this position is that, oops, one more stone there. And one more stone there. This stone threatens to capture this stone.
And what if white just extends out the other stone?
Yeah, if white's like,
Or even out the other way?
this way?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. You can play here.
And then keeps pushing between the two stones, keep them disconnected?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fine, that's fine.
Sort of what I would expect.
Have to go back to capture now, pretty much.
And there might actually, I'm not sure the sequence at this point, but you also might just do this little net thing here. Because white has to be very careful about liberties. And it looks like, white will capture everything here. But now you have this sequence. And pick a move, maybe there. And so what happened to all these white points? They just directly turn into black points. And
There was
so,
another move earlier for white that I thought was good.
oh yeah, all right, we can look at it. So anyway, the after variations here, I'm not exactly sure what's most important after a certain point.
Probably depends on the rest of the board.
Yeah, but this move both, and again, if white does something very defensive like this, or even like this, right, now you're just gonna plunk a group right down there and feel quite happy about it. Because this white stone is no longer strong in any sense.
As opposed to that variation where we descended, like cut our losses and descended, and we ended up with 2 weak groups.
Right.
we were looking at this. and
Only white
then-
has one fewer stone.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
There.
And then white pushing through here, and I
Uh-huh.
was thinking that white would just do this.
Yeah, that's better.
Directly.
That's better. But black's gonna play here and threaten the same.
Okay. So this is still good for black.
I think
Yeah.
before where we just push through, we get attacked.
Yeah.
We effectively still push through, but now we're actually totally safe.
Yeah.
All right, this stone is just so hard to move out. All right, white, it's like, I'm gonna run this way. No.
Yeah.
White might be able to run this way, maybe, but you might even be able to push once or twice and then just connect underneath. You have this connection Tesuji. And so white has another weak group here. And again, you still have Atari here and connect for more space. So there's lots of variations here at the outside, but the move that sets this all up is finding a dual threat, right? If you can find the dual threat move, does your life get a lot easier? Magic. All right, next board. This one, it's hard to call this a Tesuji problem because it's a life and death problem. It's pretty straightforward, but it has a Tesuji. When you're doing a life and death problem, what's always the answer though?
1, 2.
1, 2.
No.
That one. Yes. Still 1, 2. You just have to pick the right one. All life and death problems are basically just 2 choices. Which 1, 2 point? This one works.
Double Atari.
It's double Atari, but it's also in Atari,
Oh, that's true.
so you have to know what to do now. Yeah, you can push. Not needed.
Oh, no.
No.
I thought white would have to
Worse.
try and take this stone and then,
Worse. No. Just wait.
okay. Then you don't have to give up a stone. That makes sense.
And actually, you don't even need to push.
Okay,
Pushing here is very much dependent on what's going on over here.
Sure.
And whether or not you're going to cut this later. And so I don't want to have a philosophical discussion about the merits of this push
Sure.
without more information.
sure.
But
I
Here-
thought this was one of those cases where you needed to short the extra liberty on the outside.
You
So you
don't-
push cut in order to get
you don't
rid of
have to
that
do it
liberty.
first because this is a bad shape for white, which is why you throw in. You very rarely want the 1/1 point for yourself. And there's a lot of times where you want it for your opponent because it'll short his own liberties. So if you can force your opponent to play there and just descend, well, let's look at some options. What could white do? White could just connect here. That's fun. And then black plays here. White can't connect, right? White connects, they all die. So if white connects here, then you can make, 3 eyes. Well, 1, 2, 3. 3 eyes is not better than 2 and go. It's actually generally disappointing for if you're a strong player and you make a 3-eyed group, you feel bad about it. That means you've wasted stones. It means you could have played stones somewhere else on the board.
Right.
Like you do feel kind of bad. Like, oh, I made a 3-eyed group. Damn,
That wasn't very good.
it was not good. I could have played a move somewhere else. So you can also push. It still works. It doesn't really change anything. Again, this is the shape problem over here. If white, here, let's look at one variation. So you played here, and white took, and then you descended. If white was like, no, I know what you're trying to do.
Now you push.
Now you can push. And white's like, oh, if I connect, I kill. So have you guys seen this throw in the corner? This 2-1 throwing? It happens actually pretty regularly. It's not uncommon at all. All right, final 2. All right, what would black like to do here? What's the problem?
create territory in the corner.
Hey, that's your game.
Yeah, well, yes, it is.
And also prevent white from having a safe base would be nice too. What's the obvious move for black to do these things? How do we make our corner bigger? How do we make white smaller? This
Bit of a
one,
jump?
this
Bit of a
this
jump?
one, white would just cut us off.
On this side, maybe go to here and then connect to there.
So descend is very boring. Like it's okay, like it's fine, but it's not Tesuji.
If you go here, you're attacking both these guys.
Okay, but white's gonna play here. Now what do you do? Connect. White's gonna play here and attack you. So didn't accomplish much. How about Hane?
It lets white defend and sente, kind of.
Yeah, white will block here, and if you come here, white will play something like this, and you feel, yeah, I did a good job. I made my corner bigger, I made white smaller. But no magic. There was no magic here. How about this one?
That's what I was looking at.
That's the one. This has to be the shape point that you guys feel intuitively. If white connects, you connect. Is your corner bigger? Mm-hmm. Is white having eyes? Nope. No. White might go, I need eyes. At which point you go, you're already undercut, sir. I'm going to continue pressure. And if white blocks, you go, that's fine. I'll go do something else now. But you gained at white's expense, basically. White had to struggle. And you just expanded your kingdom very naturally. If you just Hane, C+ move, you're a C+ student.
This was the one you were looking at earlier, and I was saying go to here, and you said that's boring, no magic. The reason I avoided these three diagonals, I didn't want to create a double Atari.
I'm avoiding the 3 diagonals too. I don't want to play 3 diagonals either. I want to play there.
Oh, that was the jump that I was trying to get to.
Okay.
That is similar to the one that I pointed out.
Sure.
Going here, doing a horse.
Yeah, but this one doesn't work. This one just dies.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, overplay.
But you said you should try it over here instead. You said go here.
Yeah, that one works.
So when you did put that there,
Yeah.
was there a shape that you could refer
It's-
to, like
Yeah, so
like the ear of a donkey, or
it's kind of Panuki shape. Like see these 2 stones? Well, one of the strong shapes is this. That's a strong shape.
so you're cutting that off, but you're displacing
yeah.
that.
And I feel like I can do that because I already have a bunch of stones over here. It's this isn't necessarily so much as a shape thing as much as I have a bunch of stones. Let me find the weakest point for white. And so it's not quite the bamboo joint thing. It's more like I've got a bunch of stones. I should be able to overplay here somehow. And that's another thing that you guys need to intuitively feel. If you have a bunch of strength in an area, you gotta be aggressive. Like you gotta push your stones 1-2 lines further in than they would otherwise be. Otherwise, you're never gonna get enough points in the end game. All right, last board. This one's not that. I mean, both these problems actually kind of ended on like less explosive problems. These are calmer. Tesuji. Similar kind of situation, right? That white has a group that's trying to make a base and not have to run around the board. You got a stone kind of deep in there. What are you gonna do?
Looking for white or looking for black?
Black to play, everything, all the time.
Oh, okay.
Always, forever and ever, amen.
We like this.
That's a great move. Yeah, just run the stone out. What's the next move for white?
And I didn't want to consider that one very long because it didn't look like a Tesuji. It looked like a boring normal
I know,
move.
it's kind of boring. But often you're taught running stones out in the second line real bad.
Sure.
Real easy way to give your opponents lots of strength, or just increase the number of dead stones you have. But in this case, it's great. So what does white do here? Is white like, no? You can't do that. Stop it. That's mine. Now what happens?
Black and cut.
Which cut?
Like wedges.
Right here?
The order matters. You have to cut this
That
one.
one.
This one first. This is. If you can see this move, great. But you need to follow it up with this move. You need to have this one in your back pocket in case white hanes. If you're like, aha, I have found a Tesuji that my teacher told me about, you just failed. Like you just died again. You just took an A+ move and turned it into an F. Right? Because now it's capturing race. You have 2 liberties. White has 3. 3. 3. All of white's groups have 3. You have 2. Can't push yet. So we cut first. What does white do?
Probably runs out.
This way?
What if it advances on these two moves by going there?
Okay. That's great. Black will kill your stone that you offered. Thank you. And are you going to come back and connect?
I mean, you should have just connected to start with if you were going to go this route.
Yeah, like if you come back and connect now, this is real bad news bears.
So this advance would not be the best idea.
That would be a really unfortunate time for white now to handle that group. Yeah, this is not helpful. So the other idea, what if white, oops, that's not there. White saves that stone.
Now black can cut the other way.
Now you know to push here.
Toast.
You kill the 2 in the center. What if white plays this way? Just stay calm. And white's like, aha, I'm connecting. Oh, it doesn't matter, you still kill this. You're gonna kill something, no matter what. If white resists, you're gonna kill something.
And white's still not in a very livable shape.
No. No, real bad. So, in this position, white cannot hane. White can play here.
Oh, that's painful.
Then you extend out more.
You don't even need to extend.
Or hane. I mean,
You don't even need to hane.
don't even need a hane.
You don't need to hane. If so here's, you could even play this.
Yeah.
If white hanes now, instead of cutting, you're just gonna play this one. You kill those 2 stones. White plays this side, you link up. So not needed, although I think it's a good shape point. I'd be very hard pressed not to play here.
This formation doesn't have a name.
I don't know it, if it does. But man,
It's
it's,
crooked.
yeah. I really would like to put this into like a robot and see what a robot would say. Because this really depends on the whole board, right? Like if black has another stone here, I think the robot's probably thinking, you don't need to worry about this, just kill it. You have a stone there, it's dead. White will take, the reason why you hane or play these moves is because white does have all these forcing moves.
Yeah.
So you can see how white could get out, but it's about whether or not white has a place to run. Like, I'm gonna run that way. Well, are you? Because if you try, I'm gonna cut you. Looks pretty dead. So you can't go that way, so you gotta keep going this way. Like, I was kind of serious about this stone, guys. And next one's hard. I don't know.
It looks like one of the games I have with JJ.
Yeah.
JJ just runs me across the board and kills everything.
No, the trick is you gotta run him across the board.
Well,
He's
yeah.
a runner too.
That's That's the trick, right?
Yeah. So Alex is putting in the robot. See what the robot says. I assume the robot will say like Hane, just play the shape point. But if you have anything on the outside, it feels like you don't need it. Is my intuition.
You have to be able to find that clamp.
You gotta be able to find the clamp too. You gotta know 2 Tesujis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White has more moves on the rest of the board in this, though,
What?
right?
I don't know.
Because there's like a lot of black stones.
Okay. Well,
So you're less likely to have an unobstructed path to that stone.
I don't, and this is the kind of scenario, right, where you don't play it to actually kill white, you actually play it because you're going to make a 30, 40 point corner over here and get a giant wall here, and you're just going to get so much benefit.
Yeah.
You know, when white finally does make the 2 eyes, you'll have made 50 points. White will have 2. All right, anyway, what did we learn today?
1, 2.
1, 2, always the answer.
Except when it's not.
Second spot. Yeah,
The shape, the
Yep,
same.
I like the honey.
I like the Hane too,
Likes
yeah.
the Hane.
Yeah, that's my natural
And
intuition.
then the,
But man, I want to be
This
greedy.
is the second choice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, well, those are my top 2 choices.
You should take over for Leela.
I should, people just call me like on an old rotary phone.
Describe the board.
Try the board. For the named shapes here, we'll just show you guys bamboo joint. Looks like this again, right? One of these stones missing, and white has a bunch of stones nearby. That's a key point. Panuki, that's a key point. There's supposed to be a stone there. Mouth shape. That's the mouth shape. This is assuming that white has stones kind of around the outside here. You're missing a stone there. That's a key point. If black is missing a stone here, not as big a key point, but still a key point. Often you can clamp here and prevent this from being an eye at all. Although the problem with the mouth shape, there's often a lot of different ways to poke it, depending on what you have on the outside. Right, so, you know, often you have something that looks like this. So yes, black would very much like to play a stone here. But key point, play there. Oh, now you make a Panuki shape, poke there. 2 key points you just got. How does that black group feel?
Like a lump.
Pretty awful. Meanwhile, if black just played there, black actually feels great.
Is that itself called a
Mouth shape.
mouth shape?
And a lot of the other name shapes, like there's like dog's head, start to make these other shapes, right? Particularly the mouth shape, like dog's head, right? Is kind of considered good shape, but only if it ends up being like a mouth shape. If it doesn't, then it's bad shape. So it's hard to know when these are good shape and when these are bad.
Does that play at the bamboo joint spot still work if they've got a table shape?
So you mean this is the shape, and you're like, I see bamboo.
Like this.
Yeah.
So
Like
table shape.
this shape.
Yeah, so table shape.
Is this still?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes. It's rarer, but yes, this is still the defect in the shape. The table shape is not good shape, quote unquote, right? Because it's halfway between bamboo. I mean, it's good shape, but it's not completed shape, right? It has a defect. It's not this, and it's not this. So yes, it's about poking at a defect. And often, if you already have a lot of stones here, like this is actually kind of common, something like this. Then yes, this is the key point. Like you totally just wedge there, just like it was a bamboo joint.
Yeah.
And it's great. Really makes your opponent sad, actually.
I mean, that situation already looks pretty bad for them.
Oh yeah, it was already.
That table is looking terrible with all those white stones.
Sure. But what this stone does is it forces your opponent to connect here, right? But that's empty triangle shape, that's bad shape. That's great for white. So anyway, those are some of the basic good and bad shapes. They can help you a lot when doing Tesuji problems in particular. All right, you guys fried? There's not really enough time for games tonight, so don't go play Go. Come back next week for more. I think next week we'll do some sort of either pro or high robot-ish game review and look at some either some newish moves or just what current trends are and talk about more whole board strategy stuff. It's good.
See what the robots are doing nowadays.
That's kind of like what every lecture is now. Yeah, unfortunately.
Follow the bots.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.